Are you a trumpet player that lacks confidence in your skills? It can come in a variety of forms. You had a great first set, but the second set is coming up and you're unsure if you have the endurance to make it through that set too. Or it could be that you're at the end of a concert, and even though things have gone well so far, those last 8 measures are pretty high, and you're hoping that you can squeak out those notes too. In this video, I'll share 3 tips that will help you with your confidence when it comes to your trumpet playing. Tip 1 is to prepare today in a way that you will have confidence tomorrow. Let's get the harsh truth out of the way. It's likely that you aren't practicing the way you should for the results that you say that you want. First, let's assume that you're not practicing at all. Adding a regular practice routine would do wonders for your physical development for trumpet playing. And so, if that's true for you, then begin by committing to 15 to 30 minutes of practice each day to start with. You can grow from there later, but begin by developing a habit of practicing trumpet. On that note, we need to define what it means to practice. Some people take their trumpet out of the case. They noodle a few notes as a warm-up, if you can call it a warm-up. And then they play their favorite song for 10 minutes before they finally fizzle out. Then the more adventurous people join a band of some type, but they still don't have a healthy practice habit. So what ends up happening is their sound is underdeveloped and they have range and endurance problems that only get worse. Now, if left ignored, injury is sure to follow. And so noodling your favorite tune is not practice. Practice is to do repeated exercises for proficiency. Practice is habitual and it's strategic. Practice is playing what you're not good at in a methodical way so that incremental progress may be made each day. Practice is a physical and a mental exercise. Practice requires mental focus, and for that reason can be pretty challenging. Practice takes patience to do well and develops patience at the same time. So for this reason, it's best to come to practice with a written plan of some type. It can be as detailed or as loose as you like. Discipline yourself to play your plan each day in patience, and then you'll begin to notice your body change for trumpet playing in time, and trumpet playing will begin to become easier. Now, it's also possible that you do actually practice, but you hit a plateau and things aren't getting better. Now, this happens to all of us. You're either practicing in the wrong way, or if you've been practicing in the right way, then you just need to change things up because maybe you've been doing it the same routine for a very long time. If you need a practice routine, then I wrote one out that you can download. It's already helped so many people, and you could be the next person that it benefits. The link to this practice plan is in the description below this video. Go ahead and click and get yours. Now, real quick, what is in a practice routine? There are 7 things that you're going to want to address each and every day. Let me show them to you right now. So the question is, what should be in a practice routine? Straight off, you have breathing exercises. Now, this can be done independent of the trumpet, and it should be, okay? Because you're just going to get your body warmed up for trumpet playing. Breathing exercises, there are so many different types, okay? Next is buzzing. Now, I understand that buzzing is one of the most controversial topics in the brass playing community. If you know it works for you, do it. If you're unsure, don't do it. Really, it's optional. There are other ways to reap the benefits that buzzing presents, but some people really love buzzing and swear by it. And if that's you, go ahead and do it, okay? There are different types of buzzing as well. Now, the third thing you want to do is long tones. I found over time that moving long tones can be really helpful compared to static long tones. Now, it's my opinion that everyone should play static long tones at some point in their development, because everyone needs to sit down with their sound and just listen to it and come to know your sound and get good control over your sound. So everyone should do static long tones at some point in their development. And moving long tones are very helpful. So as soon as you can graduate from static long tones, go ahead and do that. All right. Next is flexibility exercises. Now, if you know me, I tell you, flexibility is the master key to trumpet playing. So why do I say that? Because it deals with wind power, direction, and tongue levels all at the same time. It forms the embouchure. It helps to extend the range, both high and low. And I found that the best players are simply among the most flexible players. So flexibility is the master key. Definitely don't skip that. Don't skip anything really, but you definitely don't want to skip your flexibility. The next thing on the list is articulation studies. You want to get the tongue working. And then there's the finger dexterity exercises. You want to get the fingers warmed up too. And before I show you the last thing on the list, I want to point out, if you go in this order, you're kind of going from least to greatest in terms of how much brain power you need to use. In the beginning, you're only breathing, for example. Number one, you're only breathing. There's no fingers involved yet. See? All right. And as you move down the list, then we finally get to the fingers. We really introduce the tongue in terms of working it out in number 4. Okay. So least to greatest is breathing exercises in terms of mental power required. Now you need to focus, but you get my point. All right. So finally, number 7 thing on what should be practiced is music. And that's why we practice trumpet in the first place. We want to play the music that we have in our heart. Okay. Now, if you notice, if you look at this list, most people pick up the trumpet and go straight to number 7. And therein is the problem. That's the problem. So now that you know better, you've got to do better. Now, there's something else that you need to know. Most people diagnose their own problems to be associated either with endurance or range. And let me switch my camera back over here. And while endurance and range are the 2 main challenges that people have, I'm telling you that those are only symptoms of an unbalanced practice routine. If you practice a well-balanced routine each day, then your range and endurance will improve at the same time. Okay, you understand that? So go ahead and practice a balanced routine. And sometimes that alone is enough to get rid of your challenges and in turn boost your confidence. Now, tip number 2 to help you boost your confidence is simply to stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourselves amongst yourselves. It's been said that comparison is the thief of joy, and based on some observations, I believe that to be true. We've all been there. You'll witness a young musician playing some real incredible music, and then the mind monsters creep in. You think, I'll never be able to do that. Or you may say to yourself, I've been working on this for 30 plus years, and this person's 17 years old. How can they sound so good, so young? I'm going to quit, right? Now, you may not actually quit, but talking to yourself like that is unhealthy. So I want you to train yourself to stop that negative think and that negative talk. That's nonsense. Knock that out immediately and put that thinking where it belongs, which is under your feet. Now, this is what you need to come to understand. You are one of a kind in the history of the earth. Therefore, for that reason alone, you have something unique to share that can never be duplicated. And you must become comfortable enough with this fact that you're willing to share your music with the world in whatever form is appropriate for you to share it, or in whatever form you're comfortable sharing. Now, once you realize this, there is no comparison. There was a time in my life that I used to get bent out of shape when I noticed that other trumpet players were selected over me. And one day I realized a couple of things. The first thing is that was pride getting a hold of me. And it was urgent that I let that go. Secondly, I realized what I just shared with you. We all have something unique to share that can't be duplicated. So I want you to share your gift in the best way that you know how to share it, and don't compare yourself to anybody else. Remember, there is no comparison. Now, there's another mind monster that I would like to address. It's closely related to comparison, and that is caring too much about what others think about your skills. Now, this one is a fine line. All right, so once upon a time, after playing a concert in front of a few thousand people with somebody that I love and respect, he revealed to me that he was concerned about what I thought of his performance. Now, first of all, his performance was flawless. I mean, this man is among the best in the world at what he does. But that day I learned something, which is that these mind monsters, as I call them, they get the best of everyone at one time or another. So when they come to you, take them under subjection, and again, put them in their proper place, which is under your feet. All right? You got to think healthy about your ability, and you can't be concerned about what others think about your gift. All right, tip number 3 to help boost your confidence in your trumpet playing is to find a community. I want you to simply engage with fellow musicians. I want you to share tips with them. I want you to encourage them. And in the process, you yourself will become encouraged. Somebody's going to share tips with you, and that's a full circle that you need to insert yourself into. All right, this principle is that iron sharpens iron. Now, here's the thing about music. It's made to be created with people. It's not only made for you, but the gift is made to be shared with other people. And you become a part of a community. When you become a part of a community, then your ideas become refined. You get new ideas. You become inspired by inserting yourself into a community. See how that works? And a community can be anything where you're not isolated. So with that in mind, join a community band, a college band, a cover band, a garage band, a studio band. Create your own band. Just play your horn. Okay? You need to be in a place that you're able to have conversations with people about the challenges that you're having on the trumpet, so that you may discover how they have approached the very same challenges that you're going through today. You see? Now, these conversations empower you to continue, and you discover ways to think about your challenges in a brand new way. Now, there are other ways to improve your confidence that we didn't talk about today, and this is by no means an exhaustive list, but I'll leave you with these 3, okay? So prepare today in a way that will give you confidence tomorrow. Stop comparing yourself to others. Don't worry about what others think about your skills, and find a group to join. Remember, your confidence will grow with a properly executed practice plan. If you need one, you can download your free practice plan that I wrote down for you. The link is in the description below. Download it now. And to continue your trumpet education, click the video on the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.